All right, the time is 7:04. Time is 7:04 for the Monday, August 20th, 2018 regular city council meeting. Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Alderman Seeger.
Present.
Alderman Mozio. Alderman Villalobos.
Present.
Alderman Newsome.
Present.
Alderman Tempest. Alderman May.
Present.
Alderman Velco.
Present.
Mayor Cunningham.
Present. Coming up now to lead us in invocation will be Reverend Dr. A.C. Conley, Senior of Antioch Baptist Church, located at 517 Helmholtz Avenue, Waukegan, Illinois. Reverend Conley, come, all stand. And immediately following that, Ms. Sproder, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance after prayer? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Council, all present. This is certainly an honor and a privilege to be asked to come and to share in a prayer. And I would ask now that we bow our heads as we go to the throne of grace. Our Father, who art in heaven. Father, first let me say thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here this evening. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for a reasonable portion of health and strength, the strength and the help that we need to fulfill our callings, and also for friendship. Thank you, God, for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing the responsibilities that have been granted to us. We also thank you for the freedom to embrace you or even the freedom to reject you if we so choose. Thank you for loving us and granting us your abundant grace and mercy. In scriptures, you have said that citizens ought to obey the government authorities because you have established those very authorities to promote peace and order and justice. Therefore, I pray for our mayor, for the various levels of city officials, and for this assembled city council. I ask that you would grant them wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times. Grant them a sense of welfare and true needs of our people. Grant them a keen thirst for justice and righteousness. Grant them confidence in what is good and fitting. Grant them the ability to work together in harmony even when there is an honest disagreement. Grant them personal peace in their own lives and joy while they are at their task. I pray for the agenda set before them this evening, that giving an assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved city of Waukegan. It is in the blessed name of Jesus Christ that I ask this prayer. Join me in saying, amen.
Amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is cool.
Thank you, Pastor Conley. Next on the agenda, Mayor's comments. As always, welcome and thank you for being here with us at this council meeting. The Waukegan Fire Department. The Waukegan Fire Department is accepting applications through next Monday, August the 27th. If you know of any young men and young ladies who are looking to become Waukegan firefighters, please ask them to get all applications in before next Monday. That's correct? Next Monday? Okay. Community Development Block Grant. department will be holding workshops in city council chambers on Thursday, August the 30th from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock for the Human Services Grant from 1 to 2 for the Public Entity and Economic Development Grant. If you have any questions, please refer to the handouts in the lobby or contact Ms. Larissa Garland or Ms. Pam Jeffries at 847-599-2530. As some of you may have noticed, City Council recently cleaned up city-owned properties on the south side of Waukegan by Lakeview, Kennard, and Browning of overgrown vegetation, diseased trees, significant illegal dumping. It is our goal to have these city-owned properties purchased by private developers, and we must make the first step in getting them ready for the market. We appreciate the assistance of the experts from the Waukegan Park District in clear cut in helping us identify and clean up overgrown vegetation. And despite having removed what these experts classify as scrub trees, we will be planting quality trees elsewhere. Back to school. Back to school starts this week, so a reminder to please drive carefully. On behalf of the entire City Council, we wish all students, teachers, parents, and administrators a great school year. Upcoming events: tomorrow night, the Waukegan High School Bulldogs Marching Band will be performing at Steiner Pavilion at 8:30 p.m. Admission and parking are free. In the music department, boosters will be grilling. Food. Yeah, that's free food then. So that always brings people down, right? Bring a lawn chair and get a sneak peek at our award-winning musicians.
Mayor?
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt. 8:30 or 7:30? I believe
7:30. Did I say 8:30?
Yes.
Oh, no wonder y'all was laughing at me. Okay. 7:30. 7:30. Thank you. Thank you. At 7:30, lawn chairs, award-winning musicians. Next Tuesday, the 28th, the Illinois Brass Band will close out the Tuesday summer concerts. Ray Bradbury's birthday. Wednesday is Ray Bradbury's birthday. The Historic Preservation Commission will dedicate a landmark plaque for the Carnegie Library, one of Ray's favorite places, and a number of musicians will be at the Steiner Pavilion doing an experimental music tribute to Mr. Ray Bradbury. Both these events start at 4:51. It is free and open to the public. I'm going to get this question. Why 4:51?
Fahrenheit 451.
All right, there it is. Fahrenheit 450. I have it in my notes here. I just want to make sure. All right. I heard Alderman May and Janet say it first. Yeah. So that's the reason it's 451. All right. Waukegan Music Fest. Waukegan Music Fest is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on Genesee Street from Grand to Washington. Many big names, acts from Chicago, and a few of Waukegan's well-known bands will be featured, along with carnival food and more at this free event. Waukegan Park District. Waukegan Park District is holding a meeting on August the 23rd at 4 p.m. To gather public input on a future renovation of King Park, which is located at 301 South Avenue. They are also holding a public input meeting at the new property on southeast corner of York House and Cashmore Road on August the 28th at 6 p.m. And for those who need landmarks, that was the old Janet, what was that, the old Waukegan Savings and Loan Building?
Their headquarters?
Yes. Is that it, right?
Yes.
The old Waukegan Savings and Loan Building for those in the Waukegan area, so you know what I mean. B-17 plane, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to climb aboard a B-17G, one of World War II's most vital aircrafts. It's available this Friday and Saturday at the Waukegan Airport. You have, excuse me, the opportunity to take a ride or take a grand tour. This experience leads up to the Northern Illinois Air Show at our own Waukegan Airport on Saturday, September 8th. As a reminder, the next council meeting will be on Tuesday, September 4th, as that Monday is Labor Day. Enjoy your holiday, Check the city's website at waukeganil.gov and hashtag Explore Waukegan for more events and activities. We have a small presentation, Waukegan Shred Fest. Last weekend was very busy throughout the city, but we want to take a minute to speak about Art Walk last Saturday and its partnership with Shred Fest. David, please approach the podium. In the words of Alderman Tempest, look at the camera.
I don't know if that's my job, Mayor. I'm looking at all of you. So, in quick summary, this last weekend we had a multitude of activities taking place in Waukegan. Taco Fest, Arte Cultura, and there was a kind of a horse event at the Steiner Pavilion. But of course, it was also Art Walk, our favorite hometown event that's 7 years old. And we were able to support all these activities throughout the entire weekend. But one small sliver of this Art Walk, always in August, is Shred Fest. And during Shred Fest this year, it's a skateboard-themed show. I saw Alderman Bolton looking at me with some conundrum in her mind. So there's a skateboard-themed event that takes place every August. And during Shred Fest, I was approached by one of my good friends, Joe Jones, and he told me some really important news. And I'd like him to come up, along with his family, and say a couple of things. And Mayor has a small presentation, and we're going to tell everyone why we're giving this presentation. So Mayor, take it away.
All right. We have two, what we call our Waukegan Proud Awards. The City of Waukegan does hereby present to JoJo Jones and Julian Jones the Waukegan Proud Award for kicking off its skateboarding career in Waukegan and for representing our community in the past, present, and future. And this is presented to JoJo. Come on up, JoJo. Oh, you gonna skate on up? Skate on up, JoJo. and Julian.
They're going to stand there for a second, and their dad, Joe Jones, is going to say a little bit about why they're up there.
All right. I'm born and raised in Waukegan. Been here 43 years. Skateboarding was a big deal in my life, and of course, like all fathers, we want our kids to follow, my footsteps. Sometimes it doesn't work out like we planned. Tried to force it on these kids when they were young, it doesn't work. They're going to do what they want to do, rightfully so. But yeah, they both have achieved great things in skateboarding. JoJo's been at it for almost 5 years. After the contest wins out in California in April, he's technically ranked #1 in the world as an 11-year-old. He's not from San Diego, California. He's from Waukegan, Illinois. One of the highlights of our travels when we were out in California, we were able to be a part of Tony Hawk's 50 for 50. Tony Hawk is the Michael Jordan of extreme sports. He invited 2 kids to sit with him and have a private session for 5 hours on his ramp while he made his 50 most hardest tricks at the age of 50 years old. So they were able to be a part of that, which was really cool. Yeah, he won the Hot Wheels series in Bowl in Park and shut down the Etnies series. So it was crazy. It was like a 2-week vacation out in California, probably the best thing that could have ever happened to them in skating. I was blown away. I was starstruck. You know what I mean? You don't just get an invite to go hang out with Tony Hawk for 5 hours. So pretty neat things. We just got back from X Games 3 weeks ago, where we had all access pass. We were with the athletes and stuff, and he just got a confirmation that he's going to be slated to compete in X Games next year in the Next Gen series, which is a 17 and under competition. Fairly recently, right before we came to Shred Fest, we went to Gray's Lake, and they won some money and kicked butt there too. So I'm proud of both of them. they both placed in their divisions and brought home some money, and it was pretty interesting. It was good stuff. I'm proud of them.
I like to say this when we're dealing with our youth. So often, we do not celebrate what our young men and young ladies are doing in our community. Too much headlines highlight the negative about our kids. We had thought, myself, City Council, David and James, let's do something that makes us proud of what they're doing and keep them motivated to do other things. That's why this Waukegan Proud Award is so important and for me to present to young men and young ladies who are doing things just because. Now, the great thing is they love doing it. And I believe to be successful, you gotta love doing what you do. Don't worry about the money's gonna come, but if you love, you're gonna set new heights for all, new expectations. And for that, we are extremely proud of you, and we're gonna present you with these Waukegan Proud Awards, okay? This is JoJo and Jody. Skateboards, yeah, mom, dad, come on over.
Number one.
I'm sorry, Alderman, of course, this is a proud moment to all of us. Alderman, please come over. I always ask the Alderman to come here. This is what it's all about, us being proud of them. What the heck, man? Yeah. Ready? Here we go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3 with me. And then Jane.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Hey Joe, do they have their own YouTube channel? Do you guys load up the videos to YouTube? Because I see them on Facebook all the time.
Oh, yeah. They have a YouTube channel. JoJo's got his own YouTube channel and Instagram. It's getting
Maybe we
crazy.
can link them up on the city when we do the
Yeah.
posting for the city so people can see them do some of their stuff
Yeah, you guys,
on our Facebook.
it's mind-blowing. We don't even have the
My son
resources.
used to do it too. as a
The
matter of fact.
skateboarding that they do is on ramps that are 14 feet tall, 20 feet tall. When we got back from California, JoJo did a trick, it's called a 540 McTwist, which is a 540-degree aerial off a 20-foot quarter pipe, which brings him 6 feet in the air, so he's 26 feet in the air on a skateboard.
Oh my God.
Those are one of his future goals within the next 3 years, to be in the big air competition and try to accomplish that before, he's 15 years of age. So it's pretty neat. We travel to get to this terrain for them to be able to train on those types of ramps, and we spent some money. It's an investment, but they love it. And kid finds out what he wants to do with his life at an early age, you have to just support it.
That's it.
That's it. That's
Great
what
job.
I'm doing.
I like
Great job,
it.
guys.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations to you. All right. I had a motion by Alderman Bolton, second by Alderman Seager, to approve the regular meeting minutes from August 6, 2018. Are there any questions to the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried. Motion by Alderman Seager, second by Alderman Villalobos, to approve approve resolution regarding the release and non-release of certain minutes in executive session. Are there any questions to that motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried. Audience time, Madam Clerk.
We have up Jonathan Gaskill from the Waukegan Library.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jonathan Gaskill, Mr. Mayor, Alderman. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you this afternoon, or this evening, I should say. I wanted to start by saying thank you to the city and Alderman and the Mayor, of course, for offering some degree of partnership with the parking on our Friday concert series, which is still ongoing, ladies and gentlemen. We have a concert every Friday during the summer, and it's well attended, and collaboration with the town is greatly appreciated. So I came here today to tell you a few things about the library, some good stuff that's happening. And now these numbers are a little old. 2015 is when they had the last data available on the internets. But I'll tell you, we have, of course, 89,078 people that we served in 2015. We have 164,272 print materials. I know that people need to know numbers, so I'm going to give you lots of numbers here. And of those 164,000 materials, we had almost 500,000 of them leave the building in 2015. That's 500,000 items, movies, music, CDs, that kind of good stuff coming and going. Now, the library is not just about books, ladies and gentlemen. I want to tell you that we also have plenty of programs, nearly 2,271 total programs in 2015, almost 1,000 programs for kids alone. And of those programs, we had nearly almost 40,000 people attend our programs at the library, of which were 27,666 children and 182 young adults. Now, that being said, young adults is a very difficult and marginalized group of people. And that being said, of course, libraries are there to support and be there for all. And therefore, we're opening, I just wanted to kind of announce it, that the library has converted the corner that once was the Friends Book Sale partly to a teen space. So we have what's called the corner. And young people can come in after school and participate in programming and events and get homework help and all sorts of great things happening at the library besides just the books and the numbers. That's a lot of numbers, a lot of people served, and if it weren't for the generous contributions of taxpayers to help support and fund our libraries, I think that a lot of people would fall through the cracks. And I think that libraries are there for people of all walks of life to be able to access information and have equal access to things like the internet. Speaking of the internet, we had nearly 80,000 uses of our internet computers at the library in that year. Now I can't even tell you the number of Wi-Fi uses. Everybody in here, raise a hand. How many people have devices that access the Wi-Fi? We all use Wi-Fi, ladies and gentlemen. It's a free resource to people, all by their taxpayer dollars. We're open to all, especially people who are visiting, because we want to put our best foot forward when it comes to representing the city of Waukegan and put those tax dollars to use, especially because, in my humble opinion, I think dollar for dollar, in my humble opinion, it's the best investment in the world.
Thank you. Lynn Florian.
And as Lynn's coming, when I was in Boston for the U.S. Conference of Mayors, the Boston Library had the same thing, a teen corner, and the teens ran everything. It was very interesting. So I took pictures of all the teens. Was going to bring it back, and here you guys are doing it. Took my idea away from me. That's good stuff. Congratulations to you. Thank you, ma'am, for being understanding.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Lynn Florian. I'm a lifetime citizen of Waukegan. I've been attending these council meetings regularly now since the springtime. And some of the people who come up and speak during the audience time, I think, need to understand there should be some protocol to the speaking. Years ago, there was a book that was very popular called All I Really Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. And it says, wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there in the sand pile at school. The things they learned were share everything, play fair, don't hit people, put things back where you find them, clean up your own mess, don't take things that aren't yours, say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. When you go out in the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Even good information, rudely communicated, will make no positive difference. We are fortunate the council allows us citizens to speak during these meetings. I don't think every city does that. We should not attack each other. We are all here trying to make Waukegan a better place. We will be much more successful if we work together. We've asked, the image of being in a boat together. We're going to be better off if we row together than if we're all trying to row off in a different direction. People think kindness is a soft, weak, submissive influence, when in reality it is the most potent, persuasive force in existence. Being kind and polite is the way to go. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. I'm going to say that again. Coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. We are all Waukegan. Let's be Waukegan proud. Thank you.
Thank you. Susan Kidwell.
Hi, I'm Susan Kidwell. This is Heather Nate, and this is Cindy Ocampo, and we're here representing AMP Waukegan. AMP Waukegan, some of you might know, is it stands for Association of Music Partners. We fundraise and help support the music department at Waukegan High School. So, I'm not very good at public speaking. And thank you for having me. So I'm here to talk a little bit about the event that the mayor mentioned, and thank you for mentioning it, but I do need to clear up some things. So it does start at 7:30, thank you, at Steiner Pavilion, unless it rains, in which case we'll be at Brookside campus. The food will be delicious and grilled, but it will not be free. So I apologize if there's a miscommunication there. So I believe that we'll have fresh made, not frozen, hamburgers, or cheeseburgers actually, and chips for $5, and hot dogs and chips for $4, drinks. We'll have a 50-50 raffle, and we'll be listening to our spirited Bulldog Marching Band 2018. Our music department at Waukegan High School is ranked number 3rd, and this year the marching band students are very, very excited about their field show, which they won't be doing at Steiner. It's just a little difficult. No, there's no lines. There's no chance of bringing the marimba there right now. But they will be playing pep tunes, school song, things that'll make you feel good and tap your feet. You may have caught a glimpse of them in the past at the parades, of course. You know, sometimes you'll see them at football games, at all of the home games actually. So we hope that you're able to support them by going to football games this season. We have flyers that we can give to you right now, and we also have some out on the table outside. I feel like, or we feel like, pardon me, it is important that our music students, or our students in general, are supported in many ways. In many ways, you all know, I mean, there's a lot of negative publicity about Waukegan Public Schools, about Waukegan kids, about many things Waukegan. And, you know, many of us feel it's a little bit unfair because the reality that I see is mostly everybody is great. It's a couple of people that make the newspaper that kind of set the expectation of how our community is and what our students are. So what we see is hardworking, dedicated young individuals that are intelligent and driven, yet they don't really feel like they're supported in that same nature. So I'm encouraging you all to please join us tomorrow night at Steiner Pavilion, 7:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Esther Herron.
Thank you. My name is Esther Herran. I would like to talk today about 3 topics: polarization, federal statistics, and visas based on merit. An article about polarization describes that in the United States there are high-skilled workers, low-skilled workers, but the medium level is almost scarce. In a meeting at the College of Lake County in Grace Lake, Mr. Alvaro Melara, who works for the office of Senator Brad Snyder, explained that they receive federal statistics. And one of them shows, and I know you will be surprised, the District 10 in Illinois is the, well, you know, in the Waukegan is part of the District 10, is the #1 district in the United States with more manufacturing jobs. The this role, the role of immigrants, documented or undocumented, in this outstanding position is undeniable. They receive low salary, they pay taxes, they contribute to the Social Security Administration, and undocumented immigrants, they pay Social Security despite that they don't receive his benefits. All of them pay to the employment agency a fee to be rehired every week. President Donald Trump speaks about visas based on merits, but for me, merits is not a PhD, it's not a master's degree. This top position of the District 10 has its merits because manufacturing workers are hard worker people, dedicated, disciplined, they have a skill like a dexterity, green thumb, team players. Many of them are worked out because they work standing in production lines. Many immigrants come from violent and poor countries, and they have a hunger for work. Even some of them suffer starvation. And the immigrant people from the public or private sector need to understand that migration is a social mobility in progress, not only in the United States, but in the entire world. We have to support this industry and its workers who contribute to the well-being of American people. We need to reject ingrained prejudice and beliefs because United States needs high, medium, and low-skilled workers. This last group is expected to have the fastest growth in the American workforce. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Mayor, that concludes your audience time.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Item 4, resolution proclamation presentation appointments. Motion by.
I'll make the motion. He's a 7th Ward resident.
Okay. A motion by Alderman May, second by Alderman Valco, to appoint Mr. Michael R. Bill to the Waukegan Planning and Zoning Commission. Will you please stand, sir? I know he's in here. There he is. All right. Well, welcome aboard, Michael. Well, hold on. We got a motion and a second on the floor. Are there any questions to the motion? Alderman May, want to say anything? No.
No, I just thank you for stepping up.
Yeah, and he called and said, I want to get involved. I said, well, okay, we got you. We got something for you to do. But, well, thank you very much. And I think he brings to the table a lot of experience in the trades. Is that correct? In the trades, which is really helpful as we're going through the different processes. Obviously, you all know that Waukegan is, we are a labor town. That's our backbone. It's been like that all our lives. So thank you very much. Are there any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
The motion is passed and carried. Thank you, sir. Thank you for bringing that. Monthly treasury report, motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Bolton. Are there any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Motion is passed and carried. Finance Committee, Alderman Valco.
Thank you, sir. We met this evening, and the committee authorized a contribution of $25,000 for the 2018-19 fiscal year to Waukegan Main Street, and the funding is from line item 100-103-024639. In 2002, the city of Waukegan was designated as an Illinois Main Street community. Waukegan Main Street implements the Main Street approach, and as a not-for-profit 501c3 organization, Waukegan Main Street receives support from all sectors of the community: residents, small businesses, property owners, developers, the city of Waukegan, and other entities such as the Park District, Port District, Public Library, etc. These partnerships have helped Waukegan Main Street lead the way toward a more vibrant downtown that is drawing people and activities back to its core, and they are requesting $25,000, and I so move, sir.
Before we go with the motion, I want to get a motion on the floor to seat Alderman Moiseo. Motion by Alderman May, second by Alderman Bolton. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion's passed. Thank you, Alderman. Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Moiseo, on the current motion on the floor for the $25,000 donation to Waukegan Main Street. Any questions to the motion?
No questions, just comments.
Yes, Alderman Villalobos.
Yeah, I had asked during the committee, just some clarification on what the 25,000 used for. Tamika Jones, the president of the board, gave me some clarification a little bit afterwards. So this will go into the operations budget, and operation budgets covers expenses that include, but not limited to, salary of the director, overhead expense regarding like rent for the facility, for their office space, telephone, internet, expense for marketing, expense for any kind of programmatic events they hold. Because I was curious, you know, what's this 25,000 going to be used for? So I asked that question, and I just want to let everybody know what I was told in response. So I think Main Street can do some really good work here in Waukegan, and done some good work already. I'm excited to hear about. They're in the middle of an executive director search, for those who aren't aware. So I'm looking forward for them to bring some talented people to the table again to help move the organization forward. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Alderman. Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Velco.
Aye. Item B, the committee authorized the proper city officials to enter into a memorandum of understanding between the city of Waukegan, the county of Lake, and the city of Zion for the city to serve as the fiscal agent, and further authorization to accept a joint award of the 2018 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant. This is a fully reimbursable grant totaling $45,399 with $27,239 allocated to the city of Waukegan, and the balance split between the county and Zion. The Waukegan Police Department plans to use the 2018 Byrne Memorial Grant to purchase 2 less-than-lethal beanbag shotguns and the rounds, as well as to pay for a public-use online reporting system to allow the public to file police reports for minor incidents online versus waiting for a police officer to respond and take a report, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Newsome. Any questions to the motion?
Again, Mayor, no questions, just a comment again. So I really think it's great for us, that our police department's moving forward with technology for residents to report incidences. And I think it probably behooves the city to, once we have this in place and the understanding of the program itself, to do a marketing to familiarize the residents with this opportunity to report. It's going to be new for residents. I myself wouldn't really necessarily know how until I started looking at the program. But this could be a good opportunity for us to, again, just re-engage the residents to say, this is how you report to the police department. These are good practices, not just electronically, but also via phone or in person. I've often talked to residents, and even in my own personal experience, when I started calling the police department regularly, I recognize that I don't know all the stuff that I should probably be telling them, or I'm not looking for the details that they're looking for in advance, so I can give them that information. So I think it'd be a great just way to market again, like this is how you report to the police department. It's something that's possibly overlooked, but again, since this comes up, I think it's a way for us to put a little spotlight on that. And obviously, we can use that information that we can bring to our neighborhood watch meetings, and just inform residents that this is a good way, procedural and practice-wise, to report incidences. So something to look forward to. I think hopefully we'll be able to move forward with that whenever we get everything rolling for this program. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye. The committee authorized the proper city officials to accept an award of the 2019 Sustained Traffic Enforcement Program grant from the Illinois Department of Transportation. And this is a fully reimbursable grant totaling $77,760. And the purpose of this grant is to assign officers to roadside safety seatbelt sobriety checkpoints at various locations in the city. Also assigning officers to a citywide roving sobriety enforcement detail. All details will be 4 hours in length. The purpose of the funds is to educate motorists on the use of safety equipment and enforce violations, thus increasing the use of seat belts and other passenger safety restraints. Second, education and enforcement of the violation of intoxicated motorists. The purpose will be to reduce instances of motor vehicle accidents caused by impaired driving. And I so move, Your Honor.
A motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman May. Are any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye. The last item, the committee authorized the council to approve a resolution authorizing the acceptance of the assignment of property taxes for 314 South Genesee, PIN number 08-288-211-013 for $1, and the associated county fees of $10.
A motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Bolton. Any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried. Item 7, Public Works Committee, Alderman Newsome.
Thank you, Your Honor. Item A, motion to authorize the proper city officials to approve change order number 4 to the water meter AMR project and enter into an agreement with United Systems and Software of Benton, Kentucky to provide the analytics and hardware maintenance for the electronic radio reading for an amount not to exceed $30,253.45. Funds will be charged to line item 555-9155-25468. And we discussed this a little bit in committee regarding the 4th change order. This was done by the, this agreement by the previous water superintendent. And in the future, the committee discussed having some numbers stating how much, with the change order, how much is added to the original agreement, and then have someone from this company come in and speak with us as well. And I so move.
A motion by Alderman Newsome, second by Alderman Seager. Any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Item B.
Motion. Item B, motion to authorize the proper city officials to approve the purchase of 3 2019 Ford F-550XL 4x2 chassis cab trucks per section 42-458 subsection I-3 joint purchasing program through Suburban Purchasing Cooperative SPC for an amount not to exceed $232,098. Funds will be charged to line item 307-13072-6362 and funded from the City of Waukegan 2018 B GO bonds. And I so move.
A motion by Alderman Newsome, second by Alderman Bolton. Any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Velco.
Aye.
Item C, motion to authorize the proper city officials to approve the purchase of a 2018 305 5E2 mini hydraulic excavator with accessories for Public Works from Pattern Industries CAT for $123,178 with a trade-in allowance of $87,500 and a USA government discount of $31,632.92, leaving an amount not to exceed a net disbursement of $4,045.08 per section 42-458 subsection I-3 joint purchasing program through Sourcewell NJPA. This purchase will be charged to line item 307-1307-26362 and funded from the City of Waukegan 2018 B GO bonds, and I so move.
A motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman May. Are there any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Velco.
Aye.
Item D, motion to authorize the proper city officials to approve a waiver for the competitive bidding process per section 2-458, subsection I-2, bonafide operating emergency, and approve payment of invoices for emergency water main repairs at 2 locations to Capanella and Sons for an amount not to exceed $101,844.22. Funds will be charged to line item 555-91602-7043, and I so move. This is for the emergency repairs on Lewis and Glen Flora that happened roughly 3 weeks ago. And also at the middle school, there was a main breakage that was causing flooding to the school. So those are the 2 incidences that we had to pay for.
That was,
Motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Seager. Any other questions to the motion? And then, by the way, we also had shut down the street for about a week.
2 weeks.
yeah.
2
2
weeks.
And
2 weeks.
and they finished with the main, but they're gonna come back sometime next month and redo that intersection. It has to be repaved at Glen Flora and Lewis.
Good.
So
Yeah, good
they'll be
catch on.
doing some more work there,
Yeah, good catch on.
just to repave it.
All right, roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Velco.
Aye.
Item E, motion to authorize the proper city officials to extend the current mowing contract with GNS Services for a 90 to 120-day period, as is, for an amount not to exceed $27,000. Any work requested during the extension that is not covered in the current contract will have to be priced and paid for by the department that is requesting the work. Funds will be charged to line item 100-910-624410. And after this extension, I believe is to September, we will be getting together and go out for bid, and hopefully have that bid ready to go by February next year.
Motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Bolton. Any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Velco.
Aye.
And that contract is from September, the extension is from September 2018 to November 1, 2018 for that extension. And that's it.
That's it. Thank you, Alderman. On old business, items A and B will be tabled by Alderman Villalobos.
Yes.
Okay. There's a motion by Alderman Villalobos, second by Alderman Newsom. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman-
Voice is fine. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried. Thank you, Doug. New business. Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Bolton, to approve vendor payments dated August the 20th, 2018, a total amount of $761,428.97. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Newsome, to approve regular payroll dated August 17, 2018, a total amount of $1,521,925.09. Are there any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Motion by Alderman Villalobos, second by Alderman Seager. Motion to approve elected officials' monthly expenses, payroll dated August 17, 2018, a total amount of $6,391.66. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Mozio, to approve final cash payout names listed on the agenda, payroll dated August 17, 2018, in a total amount of $38,894.48. Are there any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Motion by Alderman May, second by Alderman Villalobos, to approve access agreement between the City of Waukegan and Lake County Forest Preserve District. Are there any questions to the motion?
I have a question, Mayor.
Alderman Villalobos.
Is there, well, I'm already assuming that this will go through. Do we have any timelines on when they anticipate actually starting this process? I think in the documentation, it might have a timeframe, but I'm a little foggy on that. Does anyone, top of their heads, know?
Noel.
Because I think it was supposed to be this calendar year, right? Before the end of the calendar year.
Noel will give a briefing.
What?
The County Forest Preserve has actually already approved the agreement on their end.
Okay.
So as soon as it's approved on our end, they'll get going. They have the grant in place already, and they've started in the other areas. This is an expansion of their existing grant, and they'll complete it this season, this fall. I don't know exactly how long it will take, but this agreement goes through the end of the calendar year, and it will be done by then.
Okay. Has, just follow-up question, has there been dialogue regarding future? Because these invasive species will come back again, like, is there a timeline, like maybe 2 years come back to this, or has any of that dialogue happened?
There hasn't been in this one. This was actually a grant that they had for other locations, and IDNR asked them if they would expand the grant onto our property if IDNR gave them additional funding. So that'll be conversations we continue to have in the Waterfront Working Group, which is sort of where this discussion originated with IDNR. But we certainly can ask that question at that point.
All right, okay, yeah, and since IDNR recommended it, I think it's great that we have a good working relationship with them then, to be able to get this opportunity, so thank you for that.
Are there any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Item E. No, I'm sorry.
No.
Item F. Item F, motion by Alderman Mozio,
Second, I'll second.
second by Alderman Villalobos, to approve intergovernmental agreement between the City of Waukegan and the Waukegan Community School District 60 regarding emergency response services. Are there any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
The motion's passed and carried. Item F, a motion by Alderman May, second by Alderman Villalobos, to to approve intergovernmental agreement between the City of Waukegan and the Waukegan Community School District 60 for public safety services. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May. Alderman Velco.
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried. In the audience today, we have the Chief of Security and the Facilities Manager Superintendent. Please stand, gentlemen. Thank you, thank you. These are two very important agreements that our chief and city police department and staff, along with the Chief of Security and the Facilities Manager, really sat down with a good, solid agreement of cooperation and understanding and working together. And we look for that as the spirit of which we're going. So thank you, Chief, you and your team. Appreciate you. Take care, guys. Motion by Alderman Seager, second by Alderman Alderman Mozio, to approve Halloween trick or treat hours for Sunday, October 28, 2018, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Wow. It's Halloween already?
Gee.
Couple months.
Oh. All right, there it is. Any questions to the motion? Alderman Taylor, you bringing some candy like you did last year?
I am. It's hard to believe this is like, we're not even done with summer yet.
I know. All right. Voice call? Voice vote?
2 p.m. to 5.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried. A motion by Alderman May, second by Alderman Valco, for street closure of Harbor Place between Madison and Clayton on September 21st, on September 1st and 2nd, 2018, Modelia and Festival. What is that called, David?
Michelada.
Michelada. All right. At Harbor's Edge, 175 Harbor Place. Okay. All right. Any questions to the motion?
Is this request, yeah.
Go ahead.
Is it request made by Harbor's Edge Mayor? The scan we got is only this last few pages of the request. There seems to be pieces missing.
Yes, this is Harbor's Edge is doing this.
Correct? Does anyone know?
David, yeah.
Does Harbor's Edge? Yes.
Take place based at Harbor's Edge.
Who's making the request, the port or Harbor's Edge?
It'll be Harbor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, there was some confusion because the event this past weekend was the port. Was that their event or was that Harbor?
It was a private rental of port property.
Okay.
The port gave permission for them to be there, but because of the street closure, I know it was kind of confusing. I thought it was Harbor, so I'm glad you brought that up. But let's be clear, the port gave permission for this because it's their property. It comes to the city because of the street is actually ours, so we have to close off the streets for that. But it was a port district's property, so in essence, they did it on behalf of one of whoever chose to go their outside events. But thank you for clearing that up, Alderman May. All right, any other questions or concerns for September 1st and 2nd? Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor. Aye. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Velco.
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried. Item I, motion by Alderman Seager, second by Alderman Taylor, to approve outdoor special events, beauty pageant gala, Sunday, August the 26th at Steiner Pavilion from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Kelly Miller Circus, September 1st and Sunday, September 2nd from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Monday, September 3rd from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Belvedere Mall.
Mayor.
I'm sorry. We have, the time should be 6 o'clock. Correct, Chief?
Mayor.
Oh, I know. I know you have something to say.
Can we
separate the two events?
Yeah.
This is where I pull the plug.
Yeah,
All right.
Why are they both, we both
Why are
on
they
both of them
together?
together?
Yes, they should be separate.
Separated. They're
All
two
right, it was
different
on the,
events.
all right, then I'm gonna start all over.
Well, Mayor, why don't we do this? I'll make a motion to separate these two items. We'll get a second, and then we'll vote on each one individually.
You
How
were
about
reading
that?
Doug's mind, weren't you, Alderman? There it is.
I've learned a few things being up here this morning.
Motion by Alderman Mosley, second by Alderman May, to separate the various events on item J under new business. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we're gonna take this one at a time. First one, motion by Alderman Seeger, second by Alderman May, to approve outdoor special event beauty pageant gala Sunday, August 26th at Steiner Pavilion from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Are there any questions to the motion?
Question, Mayor.
Alderman Villalobos.
Does the 10 p.m. end, is that the end of the event, or is that the end of like everything's cleared out because our beach officially closes at 9 p.m.?
But the event is going on at 10 o'clock, so it will end at 10 and then disperse by 10:30.
Okay, so does that mean our officers will be there then to close everyone out?
Absolutely.
Because that's part of their closing process.
That's
so
part of
push
the
that
closing
back?
process. And that goes through that process goes through the outdoor special event committee, police, fire, public works, and all the other services that's needed by the city. So yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
Any other questions to the motion? This is on the first event for the Beauty Passion Gala. Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seeger.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
All right. Motion by, I was going to say the motion, Alderman. Motion by Alderman Morzio, second by Alderman Valco, for Kelly Music Circus, Saturday, September 1, and Sunday, September 2nd, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And Monday?
Oh,
And Monday.
and Monday, September 3rd, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
2 hours?
It says
At,
11
to
p.m.
6?
here.
Yeah,
They gonna go with that?
That doesn't make
No.
any sense.
that doesn't make any
well,
sense.
I
I
thought
thought
we
it-
had asked them to close down at 6. Is that?
I thought it was for
All
the
right.
9 to 6 on the other 2 days.
And I might have this, I might have the wrong date, but right now, let's go with what's on the agenda, and I do apologize, everyone. 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. for Monday, September 3rd.
Labor Day.
There's at Belvedere Mall.
No way.
All right, now there's a motion on the floor. Any questions to the motion?
Why are they starting so
Hold
late
on,
on
you're-
Monday? It's the holiday. That's when they could have started earlier.
Yeah, Monday should be a little bit earlier.
Maybe these times are turned around.
So 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That could make sense.
From the dates. I do not have the, do we have the application?
The first day,
Oh,
and
Is there an application issue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Application is on.
I think the times, the 4 p.m. days.
They have it.
There's no way that they're gonna let it go
No.
till 11 o'clock on a school
no.
night.
No, it's
That's a
not.
school
You're,
night.
you're absolutely right, Alderman
Let me
Valco.
look here, hold on.
So we're looking Saturday
Third.
and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And September the 3rd
It's a
should be,
No, they, on their application, Your Honor, it says 9/1 and 2, 9 a.m., end time 9/1 and 9/2, 7 p.m., and then 9/3, it says 4 p.m., end time, which is a Monday night, 11 p.m.
No.
so that's not gonna happen.
No.
So that's not gonna happen. So either they want to do it to 6 p.m. or no day at all on Monday.
Is there anybody in the audience that represents the circus by
No.
chance? No? Okay.
No, they're from out of town. But before we do that, Alderman Seeger had some concerns that he wanted to bring up.
Everybody hold on to their seat. I'm upset on these events. Some of these events at Belvedere Mall, this is not a good location. We've had a number of issues here, and I will not vote for any of these events at Belvedere Mall. I hope the other aldermen will join me on supporting me on this vote. We've had to stand up. I got to stand up for the businesses and the people. That's who I represent. That's why I'm sitting here. And I've had it. We just had Taco Fest, okay? I was there both days. I want everybody to understand this. It's a good event. From last year until this year, it was packed. I mean, each day, I was there 3 different times, Saturday and Sunday. And it affected the park, it affected the traffic issues, and it was overcrowded. But they had good food, and I didn't get any. But here it is. Again, I say, my biggest concern is safety for the businesses, for the park, and for the public. So I hope my fellow aldermen will help me out on this and stand behind me. If we're going to have this Taco Fest, let's move it down by the lakefront. That's just a suggestion. And as far as this carnival, this has been nothing but trouble. Every year it comes to Waukegan. They come in the front door, and boom, they're out the back door, and hasta la vista. They're off and running to the next community. I'm totally against it. That's how I feel, and that's where it's at. Now you can sit back down in your chair. Everybody relax.
Your Honor.
Alderman Mosier.
I support Alderman Seager 100%. Excuse me, what? Go down the wrong way here. He got me all fired up. But I went by Taco Fest, I didn't go in, I happened to be going by Home Depot, and it was crowded. Me and Alderman May have talked about this ad nauseum. I would love to have a Taco Fest and have it down at the lake. I just think it's just,
I think so.
anything we have like that, we should push it down to the lakefront. First of all, there's no residents down there, so you're not bothering anybody. You're not gonna have any traffic congestion. It's just a natural thing, and I'm totally against a circus. And I wanted a moratorium on these carnivals. Those carnivals are nothing but a money suck, and they're trouble.
Yep.
And I know the chief's not gonna say anything, because that's just the way, but that is an absolute strain on our police department. We've had more trouble with those carnivals, and then no, I'm not voting for any carnivals anymore, anywhere. I'm just not gonna do it. And the Taco Fest, I would like to move it to the lake, so I'm not voting for the circus.
Thank you,
The
Alderman.
circus, in my opinion, is not coming to Waukegan.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just want to say one thing.
Alderman May.
I agree with you that we usually have emails we don't like reading after these things happen at the Belvedere Mall. But the folks at the plaza on Lewis Avenue do a great job with their carnival. There's never any issue there.
No.
So I just,
Well,
don't paint them with the broad brush.
I think we did have, you might be right, Alderman, it's been better there. Yeah.
It's whatever, the security plan's better, or it's better managed, or whatever by the landlord, or whatever the case may be. But I gotta defend the carnival at Lewis Avenue, because it seems to go off without a hitch every year.
Okay.
Well, then how come I'm having so much trouble?
I don't know, but I'm reading.
Well, I gotta put up.
But I'm reading an email from our public safety division that says that they're still, their current security plan does have issues of concerns at this time for our public safety officers. So for that reason, I'm absolutely going to vote no.
And Mary, real quick, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But in their application, you know, food, yes, merchandise, yes, there's no booze. Do you need any, they don't need any public works, no police, no fire, come on now.
There we go.
No,
We're asking for an accident. We're asking for trouble. We're leaving our front door open. This is nonsense. Again, it's a safety issue. I'm on the safety committee. And I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Okay. All right. So there is a motion on the floor in a second. A aye would be to accept, and a no would be to deny.
Correct.
All right? That's where we're at right now.
Correct. Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
No.
Alderman Bolton.
No.
Alderman Seager.
No.
Alderman Mozio.
No.
Alderman Villalobos.
No.
Alderman Newsome.
Nay.
Alderman May.
Nay.
Alderman Valco.
No.
Yes,
The motion has been failed due to
Unanimously.
Unanimously.
unanimous opposition. All right, so there's that. Thank you for breaking them up and for the spirited conversation.
Well.
And then, but I do want to add this: the reason the Lewis Avenue Plaza is so successful because they have the room. And how they position it, no cars are around it, nobody else, cars park on it. That's why it is successful. The one at the Belvedere Mall, you try to jam it, and I'm gonna use my fruit market days, 10 pounds of potato in a 5-pound bag. It just doesn't work.
Right.
And that's the reason they have the problem. So thank you everyone for giving your opinion, and
Thank you, everybody.
and as these applications come into the special events, we will let them know up front what the feelings of the legislative body about carnivals, where they're going to be at, who's going to be there, and all those things. Not that it doesn't happen now, but we like them to know at time of application, so when they get to this point, it doesn't become shocking. And I don't think this was really shocking anyway, the circus deal, but it needs neither here or there. Thank you again for your feedback, and it's duly noted. Item K, motion by Alderman Seager, seconded by Alderman Mozio, to approve all raffle sales and applications. Any questions to the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed and carried. Motion by Alderman Newsome, second by Alderman May, to approve all attached block party applications. Are there any questions to the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is passed and carried. Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Newsome, to approve supplemental appropriation relative to the annual appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year May 1, 2018 to April 30, 2019, passed by the City Council. I'm going to let Doug kind of give you a summary of why we're doing this.
Tina's probably better positioned to talk about this than I am. This is related to the settlement.
I thought it was just a legal thing from a standpoint, but yeah, this is related to this. Thank you, Tina and Doug.
So the City Council has already approved a settlement for a police liability claim. It's the Gonzalez settlement. And the City Council also authorized the issuance of bonds to pay for that settlement. So now we have to add to the appropriation itself, the inflow and the outflow of those dollars so that we can disperse payment to Mr. Gonzalez when we close on the bonds.
Can I get this attached document? I understand the tracking of the flow of the money in and out of the different item lines, but this aggregate shows 20 million. Like I'm kind of, I don't understand how it got so high, because this is about basically 9 million, and on paper it looks like 20.
Right.
Can you clarify that for me a little bit?
The funds first flow into the internal service fund.
Right.
All claims run through an internal service fund first. So in our regular appropriation, you'll see the worker compensation or liability claims are first paid out of the internal service fund. And then at the end of the month, they are allocated and charged back to the operating budgets, Fund 100 or 555 or 595. So the funds first have to flow through that insurance fund and then get charged back to the police department's budget and are expensed that way. So it has to be first in the internal service fund. It shows as a transfer out, which is an appropriation amount, and then it is expensed out of the general fund, which is also an appropriation amount. So it's essentially 2 times of the amount paid to Mr. Gonzalez.
Okay.
And there's financing costs that go along with that as well.
Right. Okay, thank you for that.
All right, any other questions to the motion? Thank you, Tina. Roll call, please.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Velco.
Aye.
All right. Items passed and carried. Closing items. Alderman's time. Madam Clerk.
Alderman Taylor.
I just have one quick thing. I have had a number of people talk to me about car break-ins, generally unlocked cars throughout my ward, and most of them I'm hearing about through social media next door. Unfortunately, only one person has made a police report. So if this happens to you, whether it's in the 9th Ward or any ward, please file a police report, because if we don't know about it, it doesn't exist for us. So please, if it happens, don't talk about it on social media. Tell us about it so we can start tracking it. That's it. Thank you.
Alderman Bolton.
Yeah, I want to make a comment. I meant to make a comment on our last meeting in regard. I first want to say I appreciate a recent conversation that the city has had regarding local hiring ordinance and exploring what is the best way to have hiring. And I just want to express that I'm really in support of that, local hiring. And then also I want to make a comment in reference to the beautification of the east side of Sheridan Road. And you can see the lake. And I just want to let you all know we are going to work hard to keep that clean. Some of the trees, I understand, had disease. Those that weren't aware of that, so that really was one of the things that encouraged that cleanup. Thank you.
Alderman Seager.
I agree with Alderman Bolton. It's a beautiful view, and I can't wait to see it done. If any of you get time to take a ride down there and take a look at it, it's beautiful. But we've got a lot of work to do, and I look forward to working with all the other aldermen and ladies. And I thank the support of everyone on Belvedere Mall issue. I thank you, and have a good evening, and be safe.
Alderman Mozio.
Well, just one thing. I've been getting a lot of requests for trees and stumps and all that. A couple years back, maybe 2 or 3, I can't remember, Your Honor, we did, because our Public Works just does not have the manpower to get to all of the dead trees and the stumps with everything else they have to do. And maybe in next year's budget, we might need to think about carving out a little bit of money. I can't remember what we paid last. For some odd reason, 30,000 sticks in my mind, but I think that might be way low.
It's 100.
Was it 100?
Yeah.
That's what Pat Needham told me too. I could not remember, but, and I don't know if we want to. As a city, it's probably not a high priority, but for homeowners, it seems to be. And when we hired that contractor, they were very efficient. Alderman Newsom will attest to that. Her neighborhood got decimated, and they went through there pretty quickly. These guys are really quick and really good. So I don't know if we want to think about that, depending on our money situation. And I hate to say it, it's probably not a high priority for us, but for homeowners, it seems to be a high priority about some of the things they'd like done. So it's just something we need to discuss, and we'll have to flesh out the details if we think it's, worth the 100,000, whatever we can get to get it done. So just something this council to think about. But again, if we have other more pressing issues that we have to take care of, it's just going to have to wait. I mean, it is what it is. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Alderman Villalobos.
Yeah, just to really quick piggyback on Alderman Moisio's comments about the trees. Trimming, in my time in office so far, the approximately 3+ years, trees are like in my top 3 to 5 requests from residents. So I agree with Alderman Moisio that residents really seem to bring that to the forefront to me a lot. So yeah, I agree we should be having a dialogue to see if we want to get a service in for next fiscal year or not. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up. And then also I just want to mention a couple other things. In my efforts to better understand some of the components of this community, I took the opportunity finally, it's probably took too long for me to get to this, but I got to take a little bit of tour of the Waukegan Housing Authority to better understand how our subsidized housing works in Waukegan and what that process looks like and what some of the locations look like. So I was able to visit 2 facilities and get an understanding that the big number that hit me was that our Waukegan Housing Authority basically deals with about approximately 1,200 locations of residency. So out of the 4 locations, they actually have like structures like housing tenements or housing structures. They have about 425 units, I was told. And then through the voucher system, approximately 800 vouchers in circulation, or 800 used vouchers. So they help and facilitate approximately 1,200 people, which I did not recognize was that much. So I just want to bring that up again because I'm always trying to learn more and more about this community, and the more I learn, the more I realize there's so much more I need to learn still. So I just want to share that effort that I'm partaking on. Also, I had the opportunity to meet a representative from the US EPA, the United States Environmental Protection Agency, a gentleman by the name of Ben Weiss, and he's actually offering, so this is actually for anybody who is affiliated or connected with any facility that is large, or has a large amount of people there. One of the things they're offering is free indoor air quality checks. So Ben Weiss has, through our conversation, he told me that he's trying to partner with the school district to do air quality checks, indoor air quality checks in the schools. I recommend, because I just meet with the Housing Authority, to try to reach out to Housing Authority. But if anybody's out there that knows any facilities that have a large amount of people in there, and they want a free service to see what the air quality is like in that building, and then they would give a list of saying this is what the status is. Definitely contact this gentleman. I give you his email address. That's what I have. So it's weiss.benjamin@epa.gov. That's WEISS period BENJAMIN@EPA.gov. So he's really looking to bring this free service to the community of Waukegan. So I wanted to bring that up. And lastly, I just want to say how great the summer has been with all the events that have taken place at the lakefront. I'm very blessed to represent that part of Waukegan. I attended the Blues on the Water event 2 weeks ago. This past weekend, I would have attended these community events, but I had a wedding to attend to for my best friend. So I wasn't able to attend this slew of events, but next weekend, I plan on being out there in the community, enjoying what's going on in Waukegan and in the 4th Ward particularly. So I'm super excited that we're doing so much at the lakefront again. So thank you for that.
Alderman Newsome. Alderman May.
Thank you. I just want to talk briefly about a tragic occurrence at our lakefront this week, where we had our second drowning of the summer. We lost a 16-year-old person in the channel last week, or a couple days, on Friday, I think it was. This is the second one this summer. So a 14-year-old and now a 16-year-old have perished trying to cross the channel from the beach, Steiner Pavilion, over to the harbor. This is 4 deaths in that harbor for this kind of activity since 2010. There have been 22 drownings in Lake Michigan in 2018. This is a lakefront community. Water safety should be top of mind for every parent. We should be teaching it in our schools. Big shout out to the Park District. They are the Waukegan Parks Foundation, which is the volunteer group that supports programs at the park. They are once again underwriting the field trips for 2nd graders to go to our new facility, our great pool over at the field house, and the 2nd graders will go through a swimming program to get them more comfortable with, how to handle being in the water. But unfortunately, here we are again talking about it. It's so important. I just wish every parent, we live on a lake. Let's start embracing the fact that we're a lakefront community. We talk about it constantly around here. Well, safety is a big part of that. Great Lakes Surf Rescue Project, I worked with them in previous years, and we did get them over to Greenwood School, and I think we got them over to Clark School too. I sent out communications to the school district. We really have to embrace water safety in this community. We're a lakefront community. Every kid should have a chance to learn how to swim, and the Park District has scholarships available for children. If you can't afford it, they'll make sure your kid's going to learn how to swim through their Swim Smart program. They've really taken this interest in this over the last couple of years. you know, we can put up signs that say no swimming, but as you'll see, and there was 2 kids in Indiana that lost their lives this weekend too because of riptides, 10-year-old and 14-year-old. This is the season, it's August, it's hot, there's more people going to the beach, the riptides are occurring. We have to educate our community on the dangers of Lake Michigan. That is a dangerous body of water. It's our biggest asset, but we have to recognize the danger that is on that lakefront. So that's my 2 cents. My condolences go out to the family. This is a tragedy. This is just a tragedy and a horrible way for this family to end the summer. So that's all I have.
Alderman Valco.
Thank you. Friday was also the last day of the summer softball season. Final game of the season, Waukegan Police 22, Waukegan Fire 14. Congratulations to everybody. One heck of a game. Great season. That's all I have.
Motion by Alderman Moiseo, second by Alderman Valco. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is passed and carried. Have a great weekend, everybody. Great week.